And it's something I've been meaning to do for a long time now. Several nights in a row, several nights, like almost every night, I pray before I go to bed. I pray for strategy. I pray for wisdom. I pray for understanding. I pray for revelation. I pray for guidance. I pray for peace. Pray for strength. Right. Especially that strategy, revelation, and wisdom, and that guidance. It's been like my core for like the last many years. Since like 2010, 2011. It's really how I got on track. There was a time in my life where I didn't have any peace. I was in a lot of turmoil, a lot of stress, and I started going to church. And a pastor in New Jersey, my pastor, Pastor Bullock, gave me that recipe to pray for guidance, pray for peace, pray for strength. And then we added on to that, I pray for strategy, I pray for revelation. And that junk, I don't want to say junk, but you know what I mean, in slang, but it really worked. I literally turned my life around, and it's how I found my purpose. It's how I found my way to Sotheby's. It's how I found my way to NBC. It's how I found my way to hip hop to homeowners, writing my book. It's how I found my way to empowering high schools. It's how I found my way to here, honestly. Before my first YouTube video ever, I prayed for guidance, strategy, wisdom, understanding. I prayed for strength. I didn't pray for strength at that point. I just wanted guidance, strategy, wisdom, revelation. And so as I've been, praying the last few nights, right, I would get on my knees, and I guess I've been meaning to do this video, right? Like this video to me is like a pay homage kind of video. I was going to title it "All Praises Due to Allah," because all praises are due to God. Like I don't take credit for anything I do. All credit is due to God. Many you take, whenever someone says Allah, you take that to mean that they're Muslim or practice Islam. I don't practice any religion. God doesn't have a religion. Neither do I. I just like how Allah sounds. It sounds more pure. And Allah just means God in Arabic, like Amen means the end in Arabic. So we could choose what Arabic words we use in Christianity or Islam, whatever. It's like, I'm a simple guy. Like I'm practical. So all praises due to Allah, all praises due to God. For, placing me in certain positions at the right time and allowing me the guidance and give me the revelation to be able to understand, why he put me in certain situations and allowed me to grow into the leader, into the person that I am. It was not a coincidence, and it took me took that guidance, that wisdom, that understanding, that revelation, that strategy to get me to where I'm at. Because I'm telling you, I had no plan on being here at all. So anyway, as I dropped on my knees for the nighttime, and tonight I was just laying on the bed, and I put on some old Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt on my phone, and one of the songs came on, and it was like, I forgot what song it was, one of the first few tracks, one of the least popular tracks, but it's like one of those, and it just reminded me of some tough times in my life, like in the streets. And I don't know why I'm so in tune with where I come from. Some people like get big or make money or whatever, and they just like totally forget about. I'm so attached and so in tune with where I come from. Like I'm like, it's just not, I'm not far removed. I'm not far removed in regards to my decision making, but in regards to my spirit, it's like, I remember the stress. I remember, I don't know, it's so hard to really explain to y'all, but it makes me so thankful for who I am today, because I don't forget, I don't regret, or I don't neglect how far I've come and how much mercy God has shown me to get this far, because many people who've lived the life that I have don't get this far. And I ain't talking about financially far. I mean far in regards to living out their full purpose. Like when y'all see me doing what I'm doing, you gotta realize that I am literally living out my purpose. I'm living out my passion. I'm living out Like when I say young Malcolm, y'all don't understand. Like when I first watched Malcolm X when I was young, you know, I cried when his father was murdered on the train tracks. I had anger. I had all kinds of emotions watching that movie, and um, probably cried when Malcolm died. But it's like, you know, I got this our flag behind me, the red, black, and green flag, which will one day be the common identity of African people in America. And, you know, I'm really just living out um, and something so bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So much bigger than real estate. I thank God for the tools and the journey He brought me through and understanding the real estate industry the way that I do, and understanding business and numbers and branding and marketing and, you know, strategic development. But I don't know, it's just crazy, like to really be in this space. Like y'all don't even understand. Like, you know, I'm gonna be up in a few hours, like right now, whatever time it is, I don't know what time it is. So 12:30. I'm gonna be up in a few hours at 3:30. I got a flight out of Atlanta early in the morning, going to New York for an interview with Roland Martin and an interview with Gayle King for CBS based on our Baton Rouge protest. And I don't know. I'm just outside of those things. There's a strategy that I have for the unity and repair of Black people in America, but I like to more commonly say African people in America. And I know God is using me for some awesome and big things. It's surreal because I'm watching all those things just like happen. And you got to remember that, you know, I was just the 16-year-old kid on the corner with 6 bags of coke in his hand, trying to get $100. And, you know, then I was a 19-year-old young man in the red Navigator up and down the highway trying to move ounces. And then I was a 21-year-old turning 21 in an 8x10 prison cell, you know, locked down, and on and on. And, you know, so just my journey was such a roller coaster. And then even when I got into real estate and had my initial success, I was such a knucklehead and hadn't fully matured. You know, I was just burning through money and wasn't attached to any larger purpose, you know, other than making money. And so just, you know, to see my own maturation happen before my eyes is dope. And see how many people I inspire is dope. Seeing so many young kings and young queens refer to themselves and each other as kings and queens is dope. Seeing so many people find a way to make some kind of money and revenue and become a boss for themselves and an investor and own their own companies and close deals, you know, through what we preach and teach is dope. Knowing that I'm just getting started is dope. And knowing that, again, I don't even need no credit for it. I don't want no credit for it. Knowing that I'm just being humble, and not even so much humble, being obedient, being a servant. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about the accolades, man. I just want to know that, and I feel like I know it today, and I guess it drives me to know it to the utmost that when I do die, when I leave the earth, my physical body is shut down, however that happens, whenever that happens, it just means a lot to me to know that I did as much as I could for other people and for my people while I was here. Like, that means a lot to me for some reason. It's like more than, you know, it's more than anything. It's like, how can I give my all to my people while I'm here? And use these amazing gifts that God gave me, this amazing opportunity that He gave me, and second and third chance that He gave me to live out a life when I could have been like so many others that entered the dope game and left out a different way, or never could recover, or just working a 9 to 5, or still in prison. And I don't take none of that for granted. So it's like I believe back in 2011, 2012, I dedicated my life to service. Not like a traditional, pastor or minister or whatever, different kind of service. And so, I've run off that track some. Sometimes I'll, not recently, but there has been times I guess backslid, right, where I got off my purpose and started having too much fun. But it's just a balance between enjoying life and things like that. But I'm just again, see, I know me more than y'all know me, and so y'all know my 4 E's: evaluate, eliminate, evolve, execute. So as I evaluate my life daily and I reflect back on how far I've come and how much I've internally changed, like how, I had a debate, argument, almost issue with one of my staff members, right? One of our contractors or employees or whatever you want to call them. And I was just so passionate trying to tell him, like, yo, I don't do nobody wrong. Like, he thought I did him wrong. He thought I lied to him. I said, well, tell me where I lied to you. I was, yelling at him. Tell me where I lied. Because it's somewhere I might have slipped up, which I know I didn't, because when you lie, you know what I'm saying? You tell the truth or you lie. It's really simple. I don't lie. I don't lie to nobody. And I can say that any day of the week, to no female, to no male, to no, I don't lie to nobody. I don't lie to the valet dude. I don't lie to the chef in the kitchen. I don't lie to nobody. I really live, I got my flaws depending on what moral, whatever you want to do. But I'm saying there's certain characteristics, a certain level of integrity I live by. And I stand on that shit, yo. Like, I'm straight up and down. Like, ain't even know people will come sideways and tell you something sideways about me, but they'll never say it to me in my face. They can't. They can't even look me in my eyes and tell me the things they tell you about me, because it's not true. I live my life straight up and down. Simple as that. I stand on that shit. Everybody talk that shit. Oh, I'm 100. I'm 2,000. I'm 200. I keep it real. I'm solid. Now, your actions gotta be solid. It ain't about you just saying you solid. You actually gotta live solidly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I say I'm about my people, my actions is like, yo, I'm about my people. Like, you see that shit. Like, you see it. You see the love. You hear the passion. You feel the passion. That's what people say. You see these videos and you might connect with me, or you might think like, you see a lot of leaders on videos and blogs and all that kind of stuff. Ask them, you look at them posts of them people that stand on the front line with me or go to them protests with me. They be like, man, I thought you was for real before, but to stand next to you in the heat of battle, like, man, that's something different. You authentic. And I appreciate it, but I don't need nobody to tell me that, because I know how I live. I've been living this life for a long time, just like this, straight up and down, like hands dirty. Like, I can put a suit on. I had a suit on earlier. I taught a real estate math class tonight, extra class we had tonight. I have a suit on tomorrow on national TV. Right now, I got a 25-8, shout out to Monty, 25-8, black t-shirt on, some flip-flops. And I bought a property just like this. Just like this. You know what I'm saying? For the luxury of my own headquarters. But just saying that, like, yo, I'm just real, you know what I mean? Just a real one. Like, there's no extra stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all get what you get. You know what I mean? I'm who I am. I'm J. Morrison, Young Malcolm. Some days I'm Dominican J. That's when I get on my fly stuff. But I'm just, again, I guess the moral of the whole story, the moral of the conversation is I get on my knees and I'm so thankful. I'm more thankful than these words could ever tell you, more than your heart can know. You would have to hug me right now and feel my heartbeat to know how thankful I am and appreciative I am to be in the seat that I am right now today. More than anybody on this earth, man. Like, I am, y'all don't even know. And that's why I get down how I get down. Because I skated by. And so you get people that skate by or made a way and made money or been successful, come out of the streets or adversity or poverty or prison. And then they feel like they the man, like, yeah, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I made it. I did it. Ain't no one like me. But that's because they're not truly accrediting their success and their good fortune to the creator. Because the proper thing to do, in my opinion, is if you made it and we know many don't make it, you should then go give thanks, get in tune, and figure out what's your larger purpose, or figure out, we all owe. We owe God, period, just for waking up in the morning and having our limbs and our breath. But for those of us who, especially for those of us who are on the wrong side of the track and was able to make it out, like, man, like, this shit ain't about you and what you got, how much money you got, or what shoes you got, or what cars you got. You better go give back. You better go make amends. You know what I'm saying? We still got to be accountable. We got a soul. We got to be accountable for our actions. And again, like, just and I think many people are missing out. Like, it's kind of like, I swear, for Black people, especially for Africans in America, many people talk about like marching and protesting and like, yo, we've done enough of that, et cetera, et cetera. And I agree, we've done a lot of it. But 90%, I would bet, of the people that say we shouldn't march and protest, they never actually marched and protested. They just say we shouldn't, but they never actually did it. And I'm tying that point into people who think they the man because, they make some money or they got a big brand or they pop in, they sold some records or they on TV or whatever it is. If any of those people, right, anybody of any substance, if you actually go out on the front line and protest for your people and stand up for your people, it does something to you. It's a certain energy out there that many of you guys aren't familiar with. But when you take the time to actually leave your house, I remember the first time I did it. I never did it before a few years ago. I didn't grow up protesting and all that kind of crap. But when you do it, there's a energy out there that's a higher than any high. When it's like, our ancestors people believe in Jesus and God and Muhammad and all that. And I'm not saying that those men and great women don't exist. But our ancestors, the Malcolms, the Martins, Sandra Bland, those who passed before us, they spirits is living and out here. When you all seen, and tomorrow I'm going to CBS and Roland Martin on TV One, and next week we'll be doing some interviews as well with Aisha Evans, one of our constituents who was in that viral photo I put out. The girl in the dress, they call her, the girl in the sundress, the queen in the sundress, who the cops arrested in Baton Rouge, right? Where the cops with the Ninja Turtle gear on arrested the one queen with the dress on, that viral that picture. So we're going to be interviewing tomorrow. Everyone wants to speak to her. But do you know that today, well, it's now July 14th, but July 13th was a day that we lost Sandra Bland, a year to the day. And so around the same time that we lost Sandra Bland, we get Aisha Evans, who stood up in front of the cops, a Black woman, strong, in protest. Sandra Bland was in her car in protest, smoking a cigarette because it's her free right to smoke a cigarette. And the officer wanted to put it out, and she protested. And he incarcerated her, likely wrongly, and they likely murdered her. But I believe that Sandra's spirit lives in that moment within all our queens, but specifically within this moment within Aisha as a reminder. Same way I believe that there's a part of Malcolm's spirit that lives within me. I honestly believe that. There's a certain passion that takes over you when you fall in love with the liberty and justice and equality and the unity of your people. And when you get on that magic carpet, it's not fake. It's like you're so in tune. Like, people live to bring other people into their religions. Like, I want to make you a Christian. I want to make you a Muslim. I want you to adopt my religion. And, other things, whether it be your fraternity or, whatever for your organization. But I believe there's, no greater love. Like, your nationality, your genes, your genetics isn't man-made. I mean, a man and woman made you, I guess, but it's not like a man-made thing. Like, religions were all crafted by a man, right? God don't have a religion. God never spoke of a religion. We made the religions. But when you tap into fighting for your people as they're being oppressed and fighting for your people as you see what they're going through, it's like, it's nothing more powerful. So my whole point, I guess, was just like, I'm just living in a different space. This space is really unique. And I challenge you all to seek that space within yourself. It may not be your purpose, may not be mine, or for the same cause as mine. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. We all have a higher purpose. We all have a higher service. And I think that just bigger than all the fly stuff that we do, fly meaning, the cool, hanging out, cars, clothes, the music, all that kind of stuff. When you tap into your purpose, there's nothing more liberating, there's nothing more gratifying than that. And I think that's just, I don't know, it's very, very satisfying. And then when you equip yourself with the right information and the right resources to be able to become financially free or financially stable, financially comfortable, and be able to do that, it's a super duper win-win. So I don't know. I kind of said what I want to say. I feel like there's something kind of missing from it, but it's a little bit of what I want to say anyway. I think, again, the biggest point is that as I get on my knees, nearly every night and say my consistent prayer, I always get this feeling over me, because I remember in 2011 being on my knees and being lost. I remember my phone, I wasn't getting no emails, wasn't blowing up, wasn't getting no calls. I remember when I wasn't busy. I remember sitting on my couch in like 2010, 2011, not busy, trying to figure out how to get my company back going after I made some bad investments and some bad life choices. And I remember being crushed and lost. And as I and plus my social work, it's just amazing to believe that just a few years ago I wasn't busy. I hadn't figured it out. I had figured it out years before that, and then I messed it up, and then I had to refigure it out again. And I figured it out even in a bigger way this time. And that's what I guess what the video was all about, this Periscope and this YouTube Live. And I know it ain't the sexiest, but it's like, yo, if you haven't figured it out, drop to your knees and meditate, humble yourself, ask for guidance, ask for strategy, ask for wisdom, ask for revelation, right? For God to reveal to you, Creator to reveal to you, the universe to reveal to you what it is you should be doing, and listen to that spirit and that tug in your heart. It'll tell you everything. And I just can't believe that, again, all praises to Allah. I can't believe that I created the brand and the companies and the whatever this is. And I can't believe that I'm walking in such a big purpose. And I know it, I see it, I'm watching it. And it's actually astounding, not that what I'm doing, but how amazing and how crafty God is, the Creator is, that He could put a puzzle together so intricate and put a stream of life events together so fluidly that even I, could be sitting in the seat. Even I can articulate myself pretty well and go into different meetings or interviews or hold classes, etc. Barely making it out of high school, never going to college, and all those things, but still be able to hold my own in any conversation or any meeting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's cool. It's cool. It's unique. It's intriguing. It's humbling. It's invigorating just to know that, we all got the opportunity to be great. Honestly, you gotta just tap in. I look forward to my journey. I guess my only concern, I gotta work on my book. I got one book done, Lord of My Land. I gotta work on my solution book because that's my only concern, is finishing my solution book. I think it's the missing piece. I think it's, I know it's well needed, and, God placed a pretty practical and concise and what I believe will be effective strategy on my heart. So, got work to do. I'll work to work. Make sure y'all follow me on IG at Mr. J Morrison, Snapchat, J Mr. Real Estate, Periscope, J Mr. Real Estate, Facebook, J Mr. Real Estate Morrison, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, what is it? I think it's J Morrison TV or something like that. You'll see it. But, love y'all, man. I'm out. Just want to have a little dialogue. That's it. A little dialogue. Dialogue with a real one. Conversation with a real one. Peace.